And you mentioned sentiment there. I just got an example recently. Somebody asked me about they want to work out what the average sentiment is at the end of every day across the board. So there's a sentiment of how calls have ended. Like they want to know when a call's ended, the sentiment positive, negative, or neutral. And they want to write. I'm trying to figure out what are you going to do with this data? Like what does that mean? I think what they were trying to figure out what the trend is, because it correlates with some training that they're doing for their agents to drive more empathy in the way that they are approaching their customers. Yeah. So even if the service that the customer's getting isn't great, they want to know that the call's ended on a positive, because actually they're teaching their agents to be more empathetic and to show care and all of those. Going back to the whole point around emotion, are our customers ending conversations with us on a positive note? Yeah. I mean, I guess there's some value in that.
Well, of course, because the customer doesn't care what your AHT is, what your wrap time is, what your talk time is. They don't care about any of those hard metrics. What they care about is on this call, did somebody actually care about me enough to help me to solve this problem? Yeah. And have I come off that call feeling better or worse than when I first got on? Okay. Because that feeling is going to drive whether I am likely to do business with you again or not, and what conversation I'm having with my friends. But what that company is measuring is interesting. As long as they've got a metric up front that says what was the sentiment at the start of the call, and what was the sentiment at the end of the call, and if they can measure some kind of shit, because if they're getting a trend that says actually we're getting a lot of calls in the beginning that are starting to almost come across as being customers frustrated, angry, whatever. But actually, by the end of the call, we're getting a lot of customers saying, thank you, you really helped me. Those are the things that are coming out. Yeah. That's a positive indicator.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But also, why are they unhappy to begin with? So that's probably the right question, isn't it?
Exactly. But then you can show that your agents are doing something quite remarkable to them around, which then back to the CMO is a conversation to have. Look, we're a brand protection. We're part of your branding team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Brand protection.
I like that. Yeah.
We're here to reinforce who we are, what we stand for. We're letting the customer know that we'll take care of them when they have a problem. That goes deep. And I think I shared a stat with you that when a customer refers another customer, a customer that's referred into your business on average spends 25% more on their first order, are 3 times more likely to recommend you, and have twice the lifetime value than if somebody you acquire direct.
Wow.
So if you're thinking that this is a soft measure, if you're thinking there aren't any economics behind this, or there's no real money behind this, there is, because the more you drive that feeling of advocacy from customers, and they are the ones recommending, the greater the opportunity of growth, future revenue, lifetime value, all of that really comes into the mix.